We now have Sorted on stage. So whenever you're ready, James, please. James broke his foot while walking, so we can get that out of the way right now. Good luck.
Thank you. Hi everyone, my name is James, and I'm a co-founder at a company called Sorted. Sorted started when we realised there was a lot of people in the UK who needed to make some extra cash. They could be students, they could be stay-at-home mums, unemployed, what have you. We also realised there was a lot of people that worked long hours and didn't have enough time to spend with their friends and family. So we created Sorted to match busy people to local guys nearby to help out with non-skilled tasks such as cleaning, dog walking and deliveries. The way that it works is a customer lands on the site, they type in their postcode and they choose the category that they need help with. Upon searching, they instantly find people nearby that can help. They can see little snippets of their profile, and ultimately when they choose someone they're interested in, they click through and get a whole wealth of additional information. When they find someone that they want to work with, they book them immediately on the platform, just like you would buy something off of Amazon. There's no waiting. The sorter accepts, the customer pays, and when the task is done and reviewed, the funds are released. So what we're talking about here isn't a request model like many businesses in this sector, it's a profile-driven marketplace. What we're essentially trying to do is productize a service. When you think about it, it's actually more intuitive. So the request model works by, you send a request out to your community, you sit there and wait until people come back to you, then you filter, then you buy. With us, you filter and buy. It makes it a complementary acquisition, so some big players that do work on the request model that have raised sort of $40 million, one called TaskRabbit. And it also allows us to create tailored functionality for professionals, peers and businesses and sell it to them through premium subscription services, generating residual income and mitigating the standard marketplace risk of running out of money. So we've been around for a little while. We actually went through the Oxygen Accelerator program last year where we launched a reverse marketplace model. So we've launched that in the UK, we've learned from it, and I can tell you that based on our experiences it doesn't work, and profile-driven makes more sense. To highlight that, we had 1,000 users after 6 months of marketing on the request model. Within 3 months, with no change in marketing spend and no change in marketing activities, we went from 1,000 to 10,000. During that time, we raised a small seed round, and we're now on about 25,000 users, and we launched the platform about 3-4 months ago. The way we make money, we obviously have the standard marketplace way of making money, of taking a cut of everything that happens. So we make £2 per hour on all transactions, making the core KPI the number of hours of work, not the amount of money. Much easier to see scale. And as I mentioned, we have 2 different premium subscription options, one for businesses and professionals, and one for peers, where we charge £10 a month and £30 a month to send out things like t-shirts, business cards, put them in the carousel on the platform, give them more exposure. As I mentioned, we went through the Oxygen Accelerator program. That obviously gave us access to an awesome array of mentors and investors. My business partner Jade has over a decade's worth of experience, most notably of which he built a company from 5 people in a small office to employing over 1,000 staff worldwide with an annual turnover of $400 million. Myself, I have a background in sales and marketing, having worked at a number of investment-backed startups. So, to summarise, we actually have 25,000 users UK-wide. It was 20,000 when this was submitted 2-3 weeks ago. We're a profile-driven marketplace, which is more intuitive than a request model and a more sexy acquisition, if you like. I didn't mention it, but we've got great media coverage, which you can see below. And we have a model which is highly scalable. We're currently seeking £100,000 worth of equity investment. That's going to take us to a stage where we have 1,000 hours of work going through the platform, transacting online every month, and allow us to prove our subscription revenue models. Thank you very much. Any questions?
Well done, James.
James, thanks for that. We were investors in a company called Milkly, which basically did a lot of the same things. And one of the challenges was dealing with horizontal versus vertical and getting liquidity in the marketplace by having a very small group of people trying to do 500 different things.
Yeah.
How have you managed to scale your company? Are you keeping it horizontal, or are you focusing it around a specific set of groups that allow you to have higher liquidity?
Sure. So, as you can see, it's a drop-down with the different categories that we offer. That list is currently 9 different services, but we're focusing heavily on the 2 that we got the most traction with in the early days, which is cleaning and dog walking.
Maybe just one. We
we've noticed that a lot of these markets want to stay in the dark because it's, it's tax evasion, it's an ISO, whatever. And, usually that's not a problem if you provide a better product, but because of this hyper liquidity problem, we've seen people struggle to really get, significant amount of people offering these services onto the platform because they'd just rather not have it on the web that they're cleaning without paying tax insurance and stuff. Is that an issue or?
Not really. I mean, the way that we're getting the service providers, initially we were focusing on advertising on services like Gumtree, where you're taking the people that are already doing tasks like that, but as I say, they're local guys who are looking to make a bit of cash. What we're looking at increasingly now is working with sort of cleaning agencies and professionals, because that's a revenue stream for us as well. That hasn't really been an issue, as shown by the fact that we've got 18,000 of them over the UK. We actually have at least one cleaner and dog walker in every single city in England and Scotland, even the little ones in Devon.
So break down your user base. You said 25,000 users. What does a user mean? How many are providing services? How many are buying services on the app?
So at the minute it's just set up between a customer, which is somebody that buys services, and a sorter, which is someone that lists. Of the 25,000, about 18,000 of them are sorters. We've just started sort of turning on the customer acquisition and working on that. We've taken it from 1.13% from people that search, people that request, up to about 15%, just for optimizing. So that's building the scale all the time. So about 7,000 people are registered as customers.
Can you talk about cost acquisition versus LTV?
But versus
about long-term value of the customer. Like, how long are the guys buying stuff on your service?
So in terms of the doers, the sorters, the buy-in is unbelievable. So we have people that have registered in sort of off the beaten track places, 12 months ago, that have never had a request on the platform, that I can tell you still go on the site at least once a week just to check. So we have great buy-in from that perspective. Customers, as with most things, is heavily email-based. When we email them, we get a lot more traffic. We have about 20% open rate on them. In terms of lifetime value of a customer, it's kind of too early to say, only being sort of 2-3 months old. We do find that for cleaning, it's quite common for someone to rebook, and they like the security they get through paying online. Dog walking, it's more common to go offline. But the search volume is plenty big enough for it to work as an introduction network alone.
One last quick question. Are you collecting and processing payments or not?
Sorry?
Are you collecting and processing the payments?
Yeah, so we're basically mimicking an escrow style system. So the customer pays before the task gets done. That tells the sourcer as long as they do the work, they get paid. It tells the customer as long as it gets done, they're covered. If it doesn't, they get the money back. We're using Zeus API. That's because we started out, which you can probably tell by the name of the pitch, as a mobile app-based business. We're now more online focused. So yeah, we use Zeus.
James, Judith, thank you very, very much. Well done. And next up we have